Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Fluent. We're so happy you're here with us today. Whether you're listening on your way to work, while cooking dinner, or just relaxing at home, thank you for making us part of your English learning journey. Today's episode is one that so many people need to hear because it isn't just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about confidence, mindset, and finally believing in yourself.
Hey everyone, it's great to have you back. You know, I've met so many English learners who apologize before they even start speaking. They say things like, "Sorry, my English is bad," and honestly, it makes me a little sad because many of them communicate really well. They understand conversations, express ideas, and connect with people. They're just too hard on themselves.
I used to do something similar when I learned another language. Every tiny mistake felt huge in my mind. I'd focus on one wrong word instead of the 10 sentences I said correctly. Looking back, I realized I wasn't struggling with the language as much as I was struggling with confidence.
And that's exactly what we're talking about today. If you constantly tell yourself your English isn't good enough, you're probably holding yourself back more than grammar ever could. Today we'll explore why so many learners underestimate their skills and how changing your mindset can actually improve your speaking.
By the end of this episode, you'll know how to stop negative self-talk, speak with more confidence, recognize your progress, and sound more natural in everyday conversations. You'll also learn practical expressions that native speakers use when they're not completely sure about something, but still speak confidently.
Before we jump in, here's a question for you. Have you ever said, "My English is bad," even though someone understood you perfectly? Tell us in the comments what made you feel that way. We'd love to hear your story.
And if you're enjoying Talk Fluent and want more practical English lessons that help you speak naturally, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who's learning English too.
Alright, let's dive into today's lesson and discover why your English is probably much better than you think.
One of the biggest mistakes English learners make isn't a grammar mistake. It's a mindset mistake. They believe they have to speak perfectly before they can speak confidently. But real communication doesn't work that way.
Exactly. Think about this simple formula. Subject plus verb plus object. I love coffee. You speak English. They watch movies. That's communication. It doesn't have to be complicated to be effective.
Many learners think they need advanced vocabulary to sound intelligent. But native speakers use simple words every day. Clear communication is always more important than difficult words.
Here are a few examples. I need some help. I don't understand. Can you repeat that? I'll think about it. I'm learning every day. Every one of these sentences is simple, useful, and completely natural.
I remember ordering food in another country with only basic sentences. I didn't know every word on the menu, but I smiled, asked simple questions, and had a great conversation. Confidence filled the gaps where vocabulary was missing.
That's such an important point. Let me ask you something. If someone understands your message, did you fail?
Of course not.
Exactly. Communication is the goal. Perfection isn't.
Think about children learning their first language. They make mistakes all the time, but nobody tells them to stop talking. They improve because they keep speaking.
Here's a practice activity for you. Instead of saying, "My English is bad," try saying, "My English is improving every day." Say it out loud. My English is improving every day.
Notice how different that feels. You're describing progress instead of judging yourself.
Now try another one. Instead of saying, "I can't speak English," say, "I'm still learning to speak English confidently." Can you hear the difference?
Let's also look at negative forms. I don't know everything. I don't speak perfectly. I haven't learned every word. These sentences are honest without being negative about your ability.
Can you create your own sentence using "I'm still learning"? Pause for a moment and think about it. Then write your answer in the comments so everyone can practice together.
The more you replace negative labels with positive progress statements, the more confident you'll become in real conversations.
So here's the quick summary. Simple English works. Clear communication matters most. Confidence grows through practice, not perfection. And your mindset has a huge impact on how well you actually speak.
Welcome back. Now that we've talked about confidence and why simple English is enough to communicate, let's build on that idea. Many learners think confidence magically appears one day, but it actually comes from using English consistently in real situations.
That's so true. And here's something interesting. Native speakers don't always speak perfectly either. We pause, we forget words, we change our minds in the middle of a sentence, and sometimes we even use the wrong word. The difference is that we keep talking.
Exactly. Instead of stopping every time you make a mistake, keep the conversation moving. If you forget a word, explain it another way.
For example, imagine you forget the word umbrella. You can say, it's the thing you use when it rains. People will understand you.
That's called communication strategy, and it's one of the best skills you can develop.
Let's compare formal and informal expressions. Formal, I apologize for my limited English proficiency. Informal, sorry. I'm still learning English. Formal, could you please repeat that statement? Informal, can you say that again? Both are correct, but the informal versions sound much more natural in everyday conversations.
Here's another real-life situation. You're talking with a coworker and don't understand something. Instead of staying silent, say, "Sorry, could you explain that one more time?" That's confident communication.
Or maybe you're traveling and someone speaks too quickly. You can say, would you mind speaking a little slower? Most people will happily help.
Let's demonstrate a conversation.
Hi, did you catch the meeting this morning?
Not completely. Could you tell me the main points?
Sure. We discussed next month's project and some new deadlines.
Thanks. That really helps.
Notice what didn't happen.
Didn't say, "My English is bad." They simply asked for clarification. That's a habit you should build. Replace self-criticism with practical communication.
Here's a quick practice. Someone asks you a difficult question. Option 1, sorry, my English is terrible. Option 2, let me think for a second. Which sounds more confident?
Definitely, the second one. Giving yourself time to think is something native speakers do all the time.
Here are 3 simple tips. First, focus on sharing your message instead of avoiding mistakes. Second, use words you already know instead of searching for perfect vocabulary. Third, keep speaking even if you make a small error.
Those 3 habits can completely change your confidence level. And here's another challenge for our listeners. Write one sentence in the comments starting with, "I'm getting better at English because..." Don't overthink it. Just write from the heart.
You'll probably inspire another learner who's feeling nervous today.
Confidence grows every time you use English, not every time you study another grammar rule.
Let's review. Keep talking, ask for clarification when needed, use simple language confidently, and remember that communication always comes before perfection.
Now let's explore another important idea. Confidence isn't just about the words you choose. It's also about how you say them.
That's right. 2 people can say exactly the same sentence, but one sounds confident while the other sounds uncertain.
Listen to this. "My English is okay, I guess." Now compare it with, "I'm still learning, but I'm happy to practice." The second sentence sounds positive and inviting.
Your attitude changes how people respond to you. When you sound confident, people focus on your message instead of your mistakes.
Here's a practical situation. You're introducing yourself at a networking event. You could say, "Sorry, my English isn't very good." Or you could say, "English isn't my first language, but I'm excited to meet everyone." Which one creates a better first impression?
Definitely the second one. It shows honesty and confidence at the same time.
Politeness also matters. Instead of apologizing for every little mistake, thank people for their patience. Say, "Thanks for waiting," or "Thanks for helping me explain that."
Gratitude sounds much stronger than constant apologies.
Another useful tip is maintaining a steady pace. You don't have to speak fast to sound fluent. Many learners rush because they're nervous, but speaking a little slower actually makes you easier to understand.
Native speakers naturally pause while thinking. So if you need a second, use expressions like, "That's a good question. Let me think." I'd say. These phrases give you time while sounding completely natural.
Let's practice together. I'll ask a question. "What's your favorite movie?" Instead of panicking, start with, "That's a good question." Then think for a moment and answer naturally.
Here's another one. What's your dream vacation? Again, don't rush. Take your time and build your answer step by step.
Every conversation is practice, and every practice session makes you stronger.
One more important point. Stop comparing yourself to native speakers. Compare yourself to who you were 6 months ago. Can you understand more? Can you speak longer? Can you watch more English videos without subtitles? If the answer is yes, you're making real progress.
Here's a mini practice activity. Repeat after yourself. "I'm learning, I'm improving, I'm becoming more confident, I can communicate." Those aren't just positive words, they're reminders of your journey.
And don't forget to speak out loud. Reading silently helps your brain. Speaking aloud trains your mouth, your ears, and your confidence all at the same time.
We'd love another comment from you today. Finish this sentence. The next time someone asks me about my English, I'll say, write your answer below and encourage someone else in the community.
To wrap up this section, remember the structure. Believe in your progress. Speak with confidence. Practice consistently. Communicate naturally. Those 4 habits will improve your English much faster than waiting until you feel perfect.
Welcome to one of our favorite parts of every episode, the common mistakes section. And honestly, we've made plenty of these mistakes ourselves while learning other languages. So if you've ever felt embarrassed after saying something wrong, you're definitely not alone.
Absolutely. Mistakes are part of learning. The important thing is recognizing them, understanding why they happen, and replacing them with better habits. Today we'll look at 4 common mistakes that make learners believe their English is worse than it really is.
Mistake number 1 is saying, my English is bad, before every conversation.
Here's the comparison. Incorrect mindset, my English is bad, so please forgive me. Better approach, I'm still learning English, but I'm happy to practice. The second sentence sounds positive, confident, and welcoming.
The first sentence labels your entire ability. The second focuses on growth. That's a huge difference.
Practice this with us. Replace, my English is bad, with, I'm improving every day. Now say it again out loud.
Mistake number 2 is staying silent because you're afraid of making mistakes.
Many learners know the answer but never say anything because they want a perfect sentence. Instead, try speaking with the vocabulary you already know. Simple English is still English.
Think about ordering coffee. You don't need an advanced vocabulary. You can simply say, I'd like a large coffee, please. That's clear communication.
Mistake number 3 is translating every sentence from your native language before speaking.
This slows you down and often creates unnatural English. Instead, think in simple English. Use short ideas first, then build longer sentences over time.
For example, instead of mentally translating a long paragraph, start with, I agree. I don't think so. That's interesting. I've never tried that. These natural chunks help conversations flow.
Mistake number 4 is apologizing too much. Some learners say, sorry, every few seconds. Sorry for my English. Sorry for my pronunciation. Sorry for my grammar. Sorry for asking.
Native speakers usually don't expect perfection. Instead of apologizing repeatedly, thank people. Say, thanks for your patience, or thanks for explaining that. Positive language creates a better conversation.
Here's a funny example. Imagine someone asks, how was your weekend? And you answer, sorry, my English. Sorry, I went. Sorry, park. Sorry. By the end, the other person is probably thinking more about your apologies than your English.
Exactly. Speak naturally. Smile. Keep going. People are listening to your message.
Here's your practice challenge. Replace these sentences. My English is terrible. I always make mistakes. I'm afraid to speak. Turn each one into a positive growth statement. Then rate your favorite one in the comments.
Remember, every fluent speaker was once a beginner. Every mistake you make today is helping you become more confident tomorrow. Progress comes from speaking, not from waiting until you're perfect.
It's time for our choose the correct sentence activity. Listen carefully and decide which option sounds more natural. Situation 1. Option A. My English is very bad. Option B. I'm still improving my English.
The better answer is option B. It shows confidence and a growth mindset instead of criticizing yourself.
Situation 2. Option A. I don't know this word, so I can't continue. Option B. I don't know the word, but let me explain it another way.
Option B wins again. Real conversations aren't about knowing every word. They're about finding ways to communicate.
Situation 3. Option A. Sorry for my bad pronunciation. Option B. Could you tell me if my pronunciation sounds natural?
Option B invites feedback while showing confidence. You're asking to improve instead of apologizing.
Situation 4. Option A. Stay silent because you're unsure. Option B. Try your best and keep talking.
Always choose option B. The more you speak, the more fluent you'll become.
Here's another challenge. Say these sentences out loud. I'm learning. I'm confident enough to practice. I don't need perfect English to have a great conversation. Listen to your own voice and believe those words.
You can also change the tone depending on the situation. With friends, you might say, I'm still working on my English. In a professional meeting, you could say, English isn't my first language, so thank you for your patience. Both are natural and appropriate.
Now it's your turn. Create your own confident introduction in English. Keep it short. Tell us your name, where you're from, and one hobby. Share it in the comments and practice with other learners.
Remember, real conversations matter much more than perfect grammar. Communication builds confidence, and confidence builds fluency.
What an amazing discussion we've had today. We hope this episode reminds you that your English journey isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming comfortable, expressing yourself, and connecting with people.
Let's quickly review the 3 biggest ideas we covered today. First, stop labeling yourself with negative phrases like, my English is bad. Second, focus on communicating instead of trying to sound perfect. Third, build confidence by speaking regularly and celebrating small improvements.
Every conversation you have is another step forward. Every question you ask, every mistake you correct, and every new word you learn is proof that you're growing.
Here's one final question for you. What's one thing you can do this week to practice English with more confidence? Maybe you'll start a conversation. Maybe you'll leave a comment in English. Maybe you'll introduce yourself to someone new. Tell us below, because we'd love to celebrate your progress.
If today's episode encouraged you, don't forget to like this video, share it with another English learner, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Talk Fluent for more practical lessons that help you speak naturally and confidently.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and remember that every fluent speaker started exactly where you are now. Your English is better than you think, and your confidence will grow every time you use it. See you next time.